Hello and welcome back to another Space Engineers showcase video. In today's video, we're looking at another non-combat flyer, and this one is called the Sparrow Personal Flier, which is this lovely thing right here. So this is a lightweight and fast non-combat ship to take you from one place to another very quickly. It's perfect if you're scouting out a new location to set up a base, or maybe you're just looking for a trade post to unload a few goods, or maybe just buy something. Pressing F10 and finding the Sparrow in the spawn menu, there it is. This thing is only 66 small blocks using the Wasteland and Sparks of the Future DLC packs. It features no mods, and it's just great for survival if you are looking for something quick and simple to get you around. So we'll give this a thumbs up, move all the way around to the very front, we'll have a quick look around the outside, and then we'll fly around for a bit to see how it handles. So switching off the light so I don't blind you, at the very front here, this is what we get. We've got two of our Wasteland spotlights to light up the darkness, and that's been surrounded by some white clean blocks. As we move around the side here, we're going to see some lovely light blue blocks, and the first of many atmospheric thrusters. As we continue around the side here, we'll see even more interior lights that'll start blinking when we turn on our lights. There we go, so everyone can see you coming. And right below there, another atmospheric thruster to help on our left and our right. As we continue along, we'll see our small seat control seat, which is how we're going to fly this thing around, and even more atmospheric thrusters sitting right behind it, with a large battery at the very back. And sitting on that large battery, once again, some more of our Wasteland spotlights acting as brake lights. If we were to move up and above past our batteries, there's some more steel blocks acting as a little bit of decoration, covering up our atmospheric thrusters right behind our seat. There is our seat, and there is the very front. If we were to drop down and come underneath, this is what we get. You can see the thruster on the opposite side to help on our left and right. We do have an antenna to make sure we can always find this, a couple of thrusters to help us stay off the ground, and there is a battery at the back. And that is that. The outside of the Sparrow Personal Flier. It's a very short, very sweet little ship. Now it's time to bring up the HUD and go through it. So bringing up the HUD, on tab number 2 and 3 we do have a bunch of emotes that we can go through, so I'm quite thankful that I didn't need to add the waving animation that I always do at the start of the video. Anyway, tab number 1 is where all the stuff happens. Number 1 is simply a master toggle to turn all the lights on around the ship. So we've got our front spotlights, our blinking lights on the side, and of course our red lights on the back. Number 2 is for our spotlights at the front to manually toggle them on and off. There we go. Number 3 is for our lights on the side to stop them blinking. And number 4 is manual toggle for our brake lights at the back. Number 5 is for our atmospheric thrusters, where if you were to turn it off, you're going to come crashing down to the ground. And then pressing it again, we can just lift it up like so. Number 6 is for our antenna on and off, so bring up the signals, that's what we get. And we can toggle that on and off as we please. With number 7 being controls for our gyroscope, so if you don't want to have any kind of gyro controls, now we can't move the mouse and turn it. And number 8 is a additional power block, which is our reactor, which we can access at the very front here, all the way around to here. There we go. So we can shove in uranium if you find it, but if not, we can always rely on our battery at the back. And that is that for the controls. So coming into this and moving forwards, this is what we get with our atmospheric thrusters. We are a very speedy little ship. As you can see there, we do have a fantastic view all the way around. Just coming out of that and coming to a stop, we've got just as good stopping speed, which is fantastic to see, thanks to having the same distribution forwards and back. Moving left, some fantastic speed with that. And then moving right, of course, will be the exact same. Moving down, we've got no thrusters, so we are just simply turning off the ones on the bottom, and then pressing spacebar. Oop, we are a bit heavy on this planet, but we did stop in time. Yes, we do got some great speed with that. Wiggling my mouse around, this is what we get. We have a very tiny bit of weight on here, enough to make sure it is not too floaty while controlling it, and there is a tiny bit of drag while moving this around, which is generally a nice thing to have on a ship. You don't want it too floaty, because in case you move your mouse, you might just flip around and do a U-turn without you knowing. Yes, other than that, there's not too much to talk about. It is a fantastic designed ship, and there will be a link to it in the description below. So of course the last thing to do is slam it into a mountainside, and I see the perfect candidate coming up right ahead of us. A nice flat mountain, which looks like it could be a fantastic base point be on top of that. Might need to record this location later. Yes, like I said, there'll be a link to it in the description below if you do wish to download and play around with it yourself. I highly recommend you do. And that is the end of the personal flyer. The whole front has gone. And, well, now we're just left with one thruster and a few blocks. Yes, thank you all for watching, and I'll be back with another video some point soon. Bye bye.